Welcome back. So we live in a world that never logs off, endless scrolling, constant notifications, and that pressure to always be on. But lately, more people are pulling the plug, even just for a little while. It's called a digital detox. So what's driving it, and how can we balance our online lives without losing connection?
Yeah, great question. And joining us this morning is hospitality expert and travel creator Sarah Dandashy, known for her insights into all things wellness, travel, and the human side of technology. Sarah, great to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is such a good question,
Yeah.
a great issue to talk about. Let's start with the trend itself. Why are so many people taking a digital detox right now?
Okay, so I mean, if you really look at it and you understand the numbers, you can even look at yourself. The average American spends over 6 hours online, and 2 of those hours on social media. And then teenagers are spending over 5 hours on social media. So as a result, you've got more anxiety. People are having a harder time sleeping. There's just a harder time even focusing. So this digital detox, by the way, is not necessarily like anti-tech or like completely logging off, but just being far more intentional. Just because you're always on doesn't mean that you're well connected. And so this is a really interesting trend that we're seeing. A lot of people, especially after the pandemic, have been far more focused on mental health and like, okay, how do I create more of this balance? And so they're looking at what they're actually digitally consuming, so to speak. So interesting.
Yeah, so Sarah, you just said being intentional about it. So what exactly is a digital detox? How are we intentional with how we use
Okay, well,
this?
so a lot of people are like, okay, wait, I can't just go into the woods for a week. I was even talking with my mom yesterday. She's like, I can't even get offline. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Unless you're Rachel, who did it for like 2 weeks, a couple weeks ago.
I disconnected.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fantastic.
It's great.
So look, that can be daunting for anybody to go just quit cold turkey. But so we're seeing this new trend of micro-detoxing. So what is that? That's kind of
sounds
like,
feasible for me.
Totally.
Sarah, I could start.
Same. Okay.
Small steps, baby steps.
Exactly. So maybe you might be logging off for a Sunday, or making sure that like you don't check your social media or be on your screens after 8 o'clock. It's these like micro doses. And what's really interesting is that they've actually found that even just taking 24 hours of being offline, it actually improves not only your mood, but your productivity for the week ahead. So it's fascinating.
You know what? That's so true. Like, you know, from my time off, I found that I was more present with people. You know, my loved ones.
Absolutely.
My focus was there more, and I loved it.
It's an effort for us at the dinner table. We say no phones, not at all. And it's something we have to consciously do.
That's right.
Though.
Yeah,
and not keep it right next to your dinner plate.
But we have better
constantly.
conversations because of that.
Absolutely.
All right. Sarah, most of us need to be online for work, right? Us, definitely you. It's part of your job, right? So how do we balance that need to stay connected without burning out?
Okay, I love this. So first of all, just again, going back to being intentional, understand your why. Like, why are you logging on? Are you logging on to post? Are you logging on to like consume some sort of information or news or keeping up with, obviously, like we want to stay connected. And then there's also an element of having structure, because structure will always beat willpower any day of the week. So understanding, okay, we're going to be on for a certain amount of time. And there are a lot of tricks around that. But then also, I love this, kind of what you were saying at the dinner table, make it sort of like a team sport, have a buddy. So whether it's like you're doing it with your colleagues or you're going on a hike. I just went on a hike last evening. My girlfriend and I, we weren't on our phones, you know? So again, it's finding ways to kind of work together with that. But again, it's not about going dark, you're just being deliberate.
I like that.
Yeah.
Deliberate
and really think about what the purpose is for it. So what are some of those boundaries then that people can set?
Yeah, so I love this. So that is figuring out pretty much like when you want to be online. So setting up whether you have your phone going on focus mode, for example. And I love this because you can actually use technology to, it's almost counterintuitive.
I know.
You can use technology to help you manage your
I just saw
technology.
recently one girl was talking about something she puts on the back of the phone that like blocks her from using her phone.
Totally.
I'm like, what?
So there are a lot of really interesting features. I love that you bring that up. So again, you can use different apps. Your phone has built in. So again, focus mode, do not disturb. A lot of people have actually found that they can switch their phone into grayscale and it's less stimulating. I have not taken part of
I need to try that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. So again, there are all these different ways that you almost can like gamify it. And if you're familiar with the Pomodoro method, it's basically a method where you're mindful. So you're very focused for maybe like 2 hours or an hour and a half, and then you schedule breaks. So there are apps that can help you do that. So again, you're constantly being reminded about like how much you're online.
How sad is it that we need to do that.
I know.
And we mentioned this at the beginning. Tech isn't bad. It's how we use it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. Tech is not bad at all. It's really just about being intentional and mindful and understanding how you're interacting with it. I mean, look, we live in a digital world. We have to be online.
Absolutely.
But it's just about being just careful about it.
And I was going broke, buying all those things they're selling. I'm such a sucker. I buy everything.
I'm like, I could make my house look like that. I could totally make that for dinner $200
Totally. I know
later.
they make it very easy now that they like remember your credit card. They're like, oh, that's no big deal.
Love it.
So.
You know, this is what I'm taking away, the micro-detox.
I like that. That's a good place to start.
Absolutely.
It's a great place to start, and it's super easy. And again, it's something that you can implement at home. You can do it at work with your coworkers. It doesn't have to be difficult.
Right.
And you're obviously still in touch with what's going on in the world. We're living in interesting times, so you want to stay connected, but just also being mindful of your mental health with it all.
Love it.
All right, Sarah, we always appreciate talking to you. Always a pleasure for all of these tips, too.